I started when the building was next door, and then after that, after many happy years there, we moved over to the present one, and then I'm very happy here. We are just like one big family.
I'm happy working with Tangs, and because that the management recognize our hard work, and we get our money incentive in the form of vouchers, and we also have our profit sharings under this PPP scheme.
Tangs is the only departmental store in Orchard Road which closed on Sunday, so that I can spend more time with my family. It means a lot to me this way.
I like to work in Tangs because there are many training classes here that to improve our skill.
Oh, I like to work here because of the environment, and I make a lot of friends here.
Every year in Singapore, more than 35,000 young people leave school to join the workforce. If you are one of those who have decided to make your career in the retail trade, you are joining a young and vibrant industry, which is vital and at the forefront of Singapore's growth and prosperity. The pressure, the pace, the challenge, the excitement. These are just some of the things you will discover in retailing and what it means to you as you become part of a $16 billion market with more than 16,000 establishments and employing more than 66,000 people. But joining the right store and having all the various opportunities open to you are also very important factors to your future success. At Tangs, we believe in the excellence of our people and in directing that excellence towards providing the best and most outstanding service to our customers. In 1923, C.K. Tang, or Tang Chun Keng, an earnest and enterprising young man, armed with only 2 tin trunks of lace and embroidery, left the security of his family and the comfort of his home in Swatow, China, to seek his fame and fortune. Once arrived at his newly adopted home and country, Singapore, the young Tang very quickly set about peddling his wares. The fine lace and embroidery he had brought with him was soon in great demand with the British colonial housewives resident here. And very soon, C.K. Tang, with his fine reputation selling quality merchandise with honesty and integrity, became a household name. As C.K. Tang's success grew, he then went on to set up a shop house on the ground floor of a building at River Valley Road and named it Gainan Building in honor of his father. As Tang's reputation for honesty and giving good, fair value for money for quality merchandise grew, so did his business. In 1958, it relocated to 310 Orchard Road, and C.K. Tang, the store, with its Chinese roof and 4 magnificent floors of popular and fair-priced quality merchandise, quickly became a landmark in busy, developing Singapore. Today, Tangs, the department store, together with the Dynasty Hotel, occupies the whole corner of Orchard Road, with Tangs Studio occupying the next building close by. Tangs Studio was a specialty lifestyle store created to meet a growing demand by consumers for high-quality fashion merchandise and lifestyle at affordable prices. And since Tang's Studio entry into the retail scene in 1988, the store has successfully met the needs of an up-and-coming, vibrant group of younger consumers. Tang's success story is made up of a lot of thought, hard work and careful planning, together with a good, sound management, acutely aware of market trends and developments. And coupled with a philosophy from Mr. C.K. Tang himself, honesty, integrity, and giving good value for money, these are the very foundations upon which the company is built.
At C.K. Tang Limited, and this encompasses every business activity in the group, we are respected as the industry leader. We achieve this by continually setting trends and responding to changing needs. My father, Mr. C.K. Tang, believed in honesty, and this is reflected in our dealings with people. We do this by fostering close relationships with suppliers and business partners. We also believe in giving value for money to all our customers. And to you, the staff, our commitment is always to be fair and to develop you to your full potential.
Staff, the very lifeblood of any retail or service organization, are not just people that the Tangs management take for granted. Since quality of staff and staff performance depends largely on quality training, Tangs has not spared any expense to make sure that training is of the utmost priority of the company. Training at Tangs involves a positive program for teaching proficiency and developing skills in a given job. It takes a systematic approach based on a knowledge of the material to be taught, the teaching methods to be used, and the characteristics and limitations of individuals who are to be trained. Training is provided for both new and regular staff, whether sales personnel or other operative staff, as well as staff selected for supervisory or executive responsibilities. In order to achieve and maintain high standards of efficiency, continuous training is provided for regular members of the selling staff.
Here I have 3 ways to help you all to direct customer accurately. First, we must be clear to what we do.
In-house training involving individual supervision, communication half-hour sessions, and specialized courses are among the methods used, with considerable emphasis on coaching and regular meetings. Among the areas frequently covered by such sessions are salesmanship, approaching customers, determining their needs, presentation and demonstration, meeting objections, suggestion selling, and closing the sale. Customer relations, including attitudes, proper use of telephone, building goodwill for the store, handling complaints, and so on.
Just press one key only, you get this written section, okay? 99...
Merchandise information and product knowledge. Details about specific products and including such points on product uses, methods of operations, proper care, and so on.
Today's topics that we are going to talk about is the policy changes recently regarding about the
explanation of changes in store policy, operating procedures, or systems of handling transactions. And error prevention, based on particular and pressing problems, with a view to explaining why errors are costly and how they can be minimized. Example, cashier training and others. External training providers or institutions such as the Singapore Institute of Management and the National Productivity Board are often being tapped to supplement our in-house resources.
How can you become a good communicator?
Our continuing education program covers BEST, BEST, to WISE, WISE, to executive development courses for supervisors and managers, leading to a certificate, diploma, or degree. The tuition assistance program permits staff to set future education to improve their knowledge and skills so that the company will have a reserve of fully qualified personnel to meet our present and anticipated needs. Proper training and proper work attitudes must surely produce results that reap proper rewards. At Tangs, the rewards you will receive will be more than just monetary.
I feel very happy to receive the compliment letters. This goes to show that the customer appreciate our services. I think as a sales personnel, we have to do our best to cater to the customer's needs.
In fact, we have one customer who just got married and she was migrated to States. When she comes back to Singapore for holidays, she will usually visit our department. This made me feel very happy about it.
Personally, the first and foremost thing that's important to me about buying clothes is really the service. And what I like about this particular section of the store is the fact that I come in here, the girls know me. It's nice to come in and be addressed by your name. They know what you like, so they can go straight ahead and pick out, what they think you like. They're not pushy. They don't expect you to have, to agree with what they've selected for you. Generally, they're very personable girls.
Oh, I feel very satisfied and very happy, and it's very rewarding for my job. And to pick up a regular customer, the first thing we have to know what she like to wear, what color she like to, and we will explain to her what is the fashion color this year and what is the trend this year. And we know our department, we have to know other departments as well, like costume jewelry and belts, shoes, and mix and match for her.
Well, the girls there give me very good service, and they're very friendly to me, and I like to visit the shop very often because of the fashion. They're very new and up-to-date, interesting ones, which we always look for.
In our line of service, we have to treat the customer well also, just like our friends. See. So in order that they'll come back, we have to if they're regular, we have to, when we see them, we have to greet them and then see what are their interests. We are in the flower department, we try and see what they like. Then when we have anything, we just call them and then build up conversation with them.
The service here are good, and especially my hobby is flower arrangement. So I used to come here to get the containers, and the staff here is very helpful. Whenever they have new stock, they just call me. I just come down to choose the things I like.
Job satisfaction and appreciation from satisfied customers are just one of the highlights that make working at Tangs such a positive experience. Cash awards and other incentives are also given as tokens of appreciation to the staff. Some examples of awards that staff can aspire to attain would be the National Productivity Award, which was won by Miss Angeline Tan, and Mr. Lam Kwok Ming in 1986. The Best Sales Assistant Coordinator Award, Best Cashier Award, Best Department Award, Most Courteous Staff Award, awards for QTC, Quality Team Circles, and the WISE Program Award, which was won recently by Mr. Enoch Tan.
This award comes in three parts. Firstly, the first part is $150 book voucher from MPH and a letter of commendation from VITB. Furthermore, I received an award that is a $100 gift voucher from Tangs.
To encourage a more productive and thinking workforce, Tangs has also introduced a staff suggestion scheme.
There are also other fringe benefits available for our people. Our management style of encouraging two-way communication and an open appraisal system for all staff have made it possible for us to develop a flexible wage system based on profit sharing. Also, enhancing the development of participatory style of management, which helps to instill loyalty and work commitment, is the Executive Share Option Scheme. We also have recreational events and facilities like our sports club, annual dinner and dance, family day, holiday chalet subsidies, sales incentive schemes, and variable performance payment schemes. In addition to all these perks and privileges, all staff are also entitled to discounts when they purchase goods at the stores.
Staff also enjoy a sense of pride, as you are not only working for one of the largest and best-known locally owned department store in Singapore, you also belong to a larger dynamic group of companies. These are Tang's Studio, the specialty lifestyle store, Gamut Trading Private Limited, and Clinton Private Limited, subsidiary companies that hold agencies for upmarket luxury goods, and Associated Catering Private Limited, which runs the 3 cafes in Tangs and Tang's Studio. Tangs also won the STPB Store of the Year award in 1986 and 1988. Tangs was also conferred membership to a prestigious worldwide retail organization called the Intercontinental Group of Department Stores, IGDS. This is an invaluable and select association of middle market to luxury stores of the world. Only one store from each city is chosen, and Tangs was invited to be the exemplary department store of Singapore.
We realize that we have a social responsibility and that we have a role in enhancing the quality of life in Singapore. As we continue to upgrade services to our customers, we are also aware of the need to promote culture and the arts for the benefit of our community.
Tang's participation in the Singapore Festival of Arts has been contributory to fostering the growth of a richer cultural climate. We were also involved in several community chest projects. Tangs has also made several donations to the chest, one of which for $30,000 to commemorate the opening of Tang's Studio. Tang's staff are also major participants of the Community Chest's Share program. On other levels, Tangs was a pioneer sponsor of the annual Soda Fashion Show, a fashion show by the Society of Designing Arts. Tangs was also the first to pioneer an exclusive Singapore Design Wear Corner, which other stores have now come to emulate. Till today, Tangs continues to support local fashion designers in the areas of marketing, promotion and advertising. The store of CK Tang has certainly come a long way since the early days of retail from door to door. We are now at the threshold of the 21st century. In this ultra-modern high-tech age of technology, our store has more than kept abreast of the times. CK Tang Limited is a company that has reaped rewards through its relentless energy, astute business sense and corporate dynamism. It acknowledges and retains core traditional values while generously investing in the future. And for all who now work at Tangs, you are also part of this future.
I want my money transferred, not me.
Because you'd rather spend time making money than waste time wondering how to get at it. Because you need the convenience of having all your deposits, loans and investments under one complete account. One personal Citibanker, one statement.
But can they transfer my money?
One telephone number.
Certainly, sir. That's no problem.
And because you expect more from a bank, there's only one choice. Citi One from Citibank.
Orchard Road, glitzy and glamorous. It's a fun and exhilarating place, and everyone comes down to just capture the mood of Orchard Road. But long ago, when nearly all the activity was centered around the Boat Quay and Raffles Place areas, Orchard Road was considered rural. So how did it blossom into this fantastic place?
It began with a lively magnolia, nutmeg and cloves trade. The orchard owners lived in bungalows like the Jumaboy family house. The Peranakans lived further up on Emerald Hill. In the 1920s, Borneo Motors was there selling the first Austins. The old shops with personalized services and exotic oriental wear were popular with the European customers. Keller was at number 2 Orchard Road. Pianos were a luxury and provided family entertainment. Life then was much more relaxed.
In those days, it was just easy. It's like taking a Sunday stroll along one of those lanes where there's no traffic at all. It's like one of those old cowboy films, small little country town where everybody, hello, how are you? Hi, how's this? How's the baby? How's the mother? And how's the fellow? And so on. And there was a genuine closeness.
Today, his beautiful new shop is part of a modern complex. The old shops are gone. In their place, there are now one-stop shopping complexes catering for a much more sophisticated consumer. But behind the luxurious trappings of Centrepoint, there are humble beginnings. It stands on the site of the old cold storage. Cold storage began in 1905 and has been central to development on this part of Orchard Road. It was the first supermarket in town, catering mainly for the expatriates living in the area. It also had a popular cafe. For the youngsters, a stop at the cafe was a special treat, as it was for Tang Sung, whose father's shop was just down the road.
Snack bar, Magnolia Snack Bar, which was, well, the hangout place, I guess, in the 60s. It was very cool because it was air-conditioned and dark, I remember, even in the daytime. It was quite fashionable to be dimly lit then. And they served Knickerbocker glories and all kinds of fantastic ice cream concoctions. I think it was the only 2 places in Singapore that had that type of thing.
The head of cold storage has watched Orchard Road grow from the 60s to the present day.
Many of the businesses which developed along Orchard Road probably came because of the people who were brought by the food activity.
The Orchard Road Market was where Orchard Point is today. It had been there since the turn of the century. People would come to the cold storage supermarket and then go next door to this wet market for their fresh foods. The market was famous for its many fresh meat stalls. It was also the only wet market to cater for expatriates. Here they could get special cuts for their steaks and buy imported vegetables and fruits.
I think that probably provided the catalyst for the development of Cook Road as one of the most popular hawker centres in the whole of Singapore at that time. And then right opposite cold storage, in front of the Specialist Centre car park, was another very, very popular hawker centre. So this really became a little food enclave in Orchard Road.
The general thing was everybody, let's go down to the car park to eat. And you went down and some ate, some continued drinking till 2 or 3 o'clock or whatever. But it was something that was totally different. It had character, the noise, the cacophony of sound, the whole atmosphere was rich, it was alive, it was something that you'll never forget.
With the hawkers, cold storage and the market, this part of Orchard Road grew as a food centre. Today, this area continues to be a food enclave with Centre Point, cold storage and the various food outlets around it. The old hawkers and vendors have been resettled in new premises. The flower shops, like the market, continue the tradition of selling imported varieties that are hard to find elsewhere. On the other end of Orchard Road, CK Tang's store was the mainspring for change. Today, at 89, he continues to give thanks for the blessings and success he's had in his business ventures. He can now sit back and enjoy the fruits of his labor as two of his sons, Wee Sung and Wee Kit, take over the helm and take on the future.
This is nice and frosty. It fits in with this year's theme anyway. Yeah. But, well, we've got to think about next year now. Yeah. I think next year, the Christmas shop.
Think ahead. That's what they've learned from their father. They remember how, with uncanny foresight, their father dared to build on Orchard Road.
There was absolutely nothing on Orchard Road at that time. It was, there was a cemetery across the street. And he picked Orchard Road because he saw the potential in it that anyone who lived in the Tanglin area going to the city had to go by, had to drive through Orchard Road to get to town. That's one. And that anyone coming in from Malaysia, from Johor, they could get to Orchard Road so easily by just coming down Bukit Timah Road.
CK Tang came from Swatao and started his business by going door to door on a rickshaw, selling laces from his home village. With his profits, he bought a small shop on River Valley Road and later expanded to a store nearby. Then he moved over to Orchard Road.
When we moved into that store, we really broke into housewares in the 60s. And I think we were the place to buy your Pyrex set or your cutlery set. And the toy department then was supposed to be something too. And I remember as a child, you know, making that my playground.
Tang's Chinese motif for his store demonstrated strong links with his heritage. So it wasn't easy to tear down the old store. The tiles were specially imported from his home village. But change, though painful, had to be made. And by preserving the traditional Chinese elements, the change was for the better. Tangs and Dynasty stand out as the unique centerpiece of Orchard Road. Abraham Chu recalls how he could have built opposite Dynasty.
As we were pulling out of the driveway, and I looked across the street, there was this Tropicana nightclub. It was all dark and empty. And I told the cab driver, I said, no, I could have bought that building for $75,000, but I had no money.
It was recently sold for $70 million. Mr. Chu missed his opportunity. But property developers like Ng Teng Fong of Far East Organization saw the potential of Orchard Road. These landmarks attest to his foresight. He began the transformation of Orchard Road. In the late 60s and early 70s, he developed hotels and shopping centers where old shop houses and motor shops once stood. The motor shops on Orchard Road, with their noise and pollution, had to give way to an Orchard Road which was undergoing a facelift. It was officially designated as a tourist retail centre, and developers went full swing into building even more hotels and shopping places. Orchard Road had become famous. But before the action moved to Orchard Road, people used to shop at Raffles Place, Robinson's and High Street. Retailers there began to view the developments on Orchard Road with interest.
We couldn't see how we could stay in Northbury Road and High Street with all the traffic congestion, no parking facilities available. We just couldn't survive there anymore. Slowly everybody was coming to Orchard Road for shopping. So we must go where the customers are.
So these retailers moved in. The pioneers had done the groundwork, official support and planning was in place, and the stage was set. Orchard Road simply blossomed. It became the place to go to. People came from everywhere. For the teenagers, nightlife on Orchard Road became something to be experienced.
For the first time, there are bright lights. There's city lights, and it's so exciting to us. I think it was the mood. It was something. It was liveliness. I'm a kampong boy. Really. A lot of us were all kampong boys, and it's such a totally different way of life from kampong in Sembawang, where the lights all go out at 10 o'clock, and here there are people on the streets. There's something happening. There, if nothing else, for us to sit on the sidewalk and see even tourists of different shapes, different sizes, different colors, different accents. So it was new.
There were favourite haunts like the Golden Venus, Pink Pussycat, Barbarella and Tivoli. Today, people still hang out in night spots all over Orchard Road, but there's a sophistication that wasn't there before. Much of the old Orchard Road has gone. Until a month ago, there was Heeren Building. Built in the early 1930s, it was a relic of a bygone era.
It's such a beautiful building. Have you ever seen it from the other view where you come from Orchard Cinema and look at the front? And there's a great big eagle up there. I always visualize Mussolini standing there, giving his salute and making his speeches. Our history is linked with those buildings, which is linked with the past.
But Heeren Building no longer stands, and that past may soon be forgotten. With Heeren went the old shops like the Heeren Beauty Salon, which has made its home there since 1933. The Life and Times crew paid a visit to that old world salon with 60, 70-year-old barbers. Our veteran leaders used to go there for that special cut and shave. And there's Kamwag's expert massage, a rare skill he learnt 45 years ago. There's nothing like a good old massage after a hard day's work. Kamwag's retired since the shop moved. 2 doors away, there were thousands of dollars worth of furs from Aliju, which opened in 1938. You'd hardly think furs would sell in the tropics. But customers came from Europe, Japan, Korea and Indonesia. They'd heard from friends back home that they could buy good furs from a little shop in the middle of Orchard Road called Aliju's.
Very nice. Oh! What do you think of this?
These shops have found new homes elsewhere on Orchard Road. A new road will be built to link the Central Expressway with the city area. Even as one building goes, another's coming up. Ngee City is a $400 million project. There'll be a giant-sized department store, a civic and cultural centre, a concert hall and museum, all adding new dimensions to the Orchard Road of the 21st century. And so it is, the metamorphosis of Orchard Road, a continuous process of pulling down and putting up, moving out and moving on. There's a new awakening in Orchard Road. Glitz and glamour is the very character and life of Orchard Road today. Yesterday's teenagers will tell you it's not quite the same, but the fun's still here. Today's teenagers love it and swing with the Orchard Road that they know, a highway of fun and excitement.
Orchard Road, the sun will shine again. I know. In Orchard Road, you keep my love just waiting there for me. It's 8 o'clock and the dawn's arrived. In Orchard Road, it's breakfast time. I climb in my car and I turn the key and I'm gone.
Those of us accustomed to traveling first class may now enjoy banking first class, a privileged world of privacy and comfort. The finest in personal service and attention, plus expertise which puts information at your fingertips.
Announcing the arrival of Citigold from Citibank.
Citigold from Citibank. First class comes to the world of banking.
I want my money transferred, not me.
June, a woman, a perfume, Christian Dior.
Promotion exclusively at Tangs from now till the 11th of April.